Is that God messing with me? I don't know. Good morning. As Cate said, my name is Heather, and I've been reading since 3. That's because my parents did not have a television in the house. I was the last kid in high school to get a television. I had to sneak over to my friends and my neighbors and my grandparents to watch TV because there was no limit on books. So, I think September and Literacy Month is the most wonderful time of the year. Here we are, September with Reconciliation Week in the middle of Literacy Month. As Victoria UU Minister Fran Dearman would say, salvation through bibliography. Thanks for the opportunity to share my homily. There's many definitions, and I chose the one that says it's words of encouragement, because words are important. Literacy is defined as the ability to read and write, resulting in self-sufficiency, hope, leading to individual, social, and economic progress. Reading is also a spiritual practice. While I Love to Read Month is in February, that is such an individual thing, whereas literacy carries a responsibility. Not wanting to be reconciliation challenged, I thought, how can I do better? There is a writing technique called working in 3s. So I decided to combine 3 UU principles with 3 Indigenous teachings to reflect on 3 Share the Plate past recipients. The thought of all that still needs to be done in terms of reconciliation can be overwhelming. I had to start somewhere, so, akin to baby steps, I practiced viewing reconciliation with UU principles in mind about the interdependent web of all existence, justice, and the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Mix that with Indigenous teachings of respect, love, and truth, and I revisited Little Stars Playhouse, Red Road Lodge, and Ray Resources for Youth. What do they all have in common? A very high percentage of Indigenous participants. Upon interviews, the majority are grandchildren of residential school survivors. To visit them is to visit tragedy, poverty, homelessness. To visit them is also to visit kindness, generosity, and a whole lot of love. Since it's also back to school month, I've been getting tutoring from Michael's friend Karina. She was named Manitoba 2024 Volunteer of the Year for her work feeding and clothing the unsheltered. One fella, when we were out, said, "Dating you two must be like driving a stolen car. I can almost keep up with her, and she uses a walker." So she is amazing, and I follow her around and I learn from her. Following her route, as she makes her deliveries to various agencies, I witness kindness and reconciliation at every turn. But I don't have to venture too far to see that. All I need to do is look around this room. In particular, Charlene, who has been knitting and crocheting her little heart out, making comfort bears for Bear Clan. Comfort bears are donated by Mennonite Central Committee, were requested for the that's rude, sorry. For the Tina Fontaine 10th anniversary, for ceremonies at the landfill, and at Grand Chief Kathy Malick's family, as well as other events. They are also available at the Bear Clan Resource Center on Graham Avenue when people need a bit of comfort and are stressed or have kids who are a little stressed. And Char, even with her home with recovering from knee surgery, knit 2 sweaters this week alone. And they appreciate her very much. Even closer to home, besides this second home, all I have to do to learn about Chums, the kids' Indigenous animation show on APTN, is to step out my front door, because my neighbors are the producers. And Chums will be screened in October at the Native Spirit Festival in London, England. So I can come here and explore and learn, and I can just step out my front door and keep on learning. Chief Monaeus at the sunrise ceremony for Kathy Malik this past Thursday called for kindness. Kindness comes in many forms. Did you know that the Free Press carrier who delivers to the homes and condos on this Churches Street, Wellington Crescent, at 3 o'clock in the morning, gives free copies to the regulars of the Free Press? She discovered they really do read them, and they're starved for reading material. And they also assure her that they read it before they burn them to keep warm. The folks at our relative's place love the chicken soup books. With an average reading level of grade 7, they can handle the vocabulary. When Michael informed my colleagues at Children's Hospital Book Market that many at the shelter can't read because they can't see properly, they donated bags, and I mean bags, of non-prescription readers. Those glasses come in handy, not only for reading, but when they work on coloring for adults, which the director posts on the walls because they're so proud, and when they do puzzles. A simple act of kindness has resulted in a tremendous self-esteem project. Reading about the residential schools in Kamloops is one thing, but it was quite another to be there in person when my son took me. I have a pamphlet here of the school if anybody wants to see it after. The school didn't rattle me, maybe because I'd spent my whole career in school buildings, but what got me was the empty field across from the school. And my son had to take me on a tour of the wineries to kind of recover from that. So it was quite a trip, but one I will never, ever forget. Michael and I attended a Camino Rooster Town Walk presentation. The land acknowledgement referencing Grant Park Shopping Center and surrounding territory was delivered by a grade 10 student who said, "We are on stolen land." Definitely something to think about. She was amazing. When he was in grade 9, Neil Young attended Earl Grey School with kids from Roostertown. A teacher, historian, and third-generation Roostertown presenter named David and I are working on a project that we hope to launch next June that just might involve the singer of today's closing song. Stay tuned. So, what can you use do? Well, it's reading month, so read, and more. Read about Cheney's story. The Gord Downey and Cheney Wenjack Fund aims to build cultural understanding and create a path towards reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. I have homework here for you people. Take the free course from University of Alberta on Indigenous history that Pat Lane offered last year and has been updated. Check out the free days of Indigenous events, September 28 to 30, at the Manitoba Museum. Visit the Museum of Human Rights. Operative word, folks, is free. Unitarians love free stuff. There's more. The webinars are free, so is it to walk, September 30 on Orange Shirt Day, beginning at Odina. Read up on Jordan's principle and write your MLAs about its lack of progress. Join adult programming, Indigenous book discussions as outlined in the Friday e-news. Consider serving lunch one day at our relative's place, 190 Disraeli. Read up on the 94 calls to action. Too many are still calling. And consider combining the 3 R's with the 3 S's: smudging, spirituality, and sharing. And of course, read, read, read. My last word on reading takes the form of a parting gift. I have 45 copies that are out on the table in the foyer. They are made by the University of Manitoba, and they were designed for Indigenous Awareness Week, and really they're a learning tool for all ages. The operative word, so often we say truth and reconciliation in one word, truth and reconciliation, just comes out, TR, TR, and it's always and. The operative word here is, on this booklet, it is truth before reconciliation. So we have 45 copies, and hopefully, you can share, and if we run out, I'll get more, because they're free. And a service. So before the picnic, help yourself to a copy. Thank you.